Yo, what's up, Team ImSikovit? It's Patrick, and welcome to episode 5 of my Road to 200 Mil Slayer series. If you haven't seen the previous episodes yet, be sure to check out the playlist first, linked in the description below. So the entire time that I've been gone from YouTube, other than me being busy, I did try to play some RuneScape during that time, and I was working on Slayer. One thing specifically for the series took a long time to do actually, and it didn't really work out the way that I wanted it to, because technically I didn't finish this thing like I wanted it to, or like I wanted to, I mean, and I don't think it will be done anytime soon. You'll see what I mean by the end of the video. But in today's video, I'm going to talk about the Sunken Pyramid. Sunken Pyramid is something that I actually knew about already when it first came out. It came out with the Metaphos update. I was just too lazy to do it, which is rare for me to be so up to date on something in this game, as you can probably tell from some of the nonsense I said in the previous episodes of the series, like when I didn't know Revolution worked for Threshold and Ultimate abilities. Anyways, if you didn't know, you would need to get a Ghostpeak Amulet and go to the Ports District in Metaphos, and you talk to Port Master Kags, I believe his name is, in the southwestern part of the city, who can take you to the Sunken Pyramid. In the Sunken Pyramid, you equip your Ghostpeak Amulet, talk to the ghost that's in there. After the conversation, you receive a Slayer Codex and some Ushapties, I think they're called. The whole point of this thing is that you go around killing various Slayer monsters and you collect their souls. There are 151 different Slayer monsters in total, and the Ushapties are what you use to hold the souls. You would need a Ushapti for every individual soul that you collect, and you need to have it in your inventory at the time. So the ghost in the Sunken Pyramid only gives you a certain amount of them, depending on your Slayer level. I believe you can get more as you level up in Slayer, but regardless, they don't give you that many, especially not enough for all 151 souls. If you need additional ones, you would actually have to buy it from a Slayer Master for 20 Slayer points, I believe. You can then deposit the soul into this thing called the Chest of Souls, which is in the same room as the ghost that you talk to for Slayer experience, and you can also unlock rewards based on the amount of different souls you have deposited, but I'll get into that later. Slayer experience varies depending on which monster it is. Obviously, the harder, higher level ones grant more XP, or alternatively, you can also go into the next room where you actually have a personal Slayer dungeon. Although the space in there is very limited, choose wisely what you may want to put in there. Actually, you don't even actually need to be that careful about it. If you don't like what you put in there, you can always just remove it. Keep in mind, in order to make any changes to your personal Slayer dungeon, you would need to enter the Sunken Pyramid in what they call build mode, kind of like when you enter your house and you're doing construction or whatever. If you're wondering how limited the space is, by the way, there's only 3 rooms with 5 spaces available per room. Technically, you could put 15 different monsters in there. I don't really think anyone's really going to do that, though. I'm just throwing that out there. Or you could put 5 of the same monsters in each individual room. Keep in mind, if you put a soul in one space, there will only be one spawn in that creature, which is why I don't think people are actually going to put 15 different monsters in there, or else the spawns will probably be too slow. And yes, you can capture and deposit the same monster multiple times. You will still get Slayer XP for the extra times you do it. It just won't be as much as it was the first time. Technically, you can gain additional Slayer XP this way. I'm not sure if it's worth it, though. That would be dependent on how much Slayer points you're willing to spend, because keep in mind, you'll need more Ushaptis to do this, which cost 20 Slayer points each, and also how much XP is worth the amount that you spend. Overall, that's all dependent on your personal opinion. If you look up the Slayer Codex on RuneWiki, it'll give you a list of all 151 monsters, and in one of the columns, it will tell you how much XP you get for each one. You actually see 2 numbers. The first and larger number is the amount of XP you get for depositing the soul the first time. The second small number, in parentheses, is the amount you get for depositing the soul anytime afterwards. In regards to the rewards you can unlock for the different amount of souls captured, they have to be from different monsters for it to count towards that. If you get 2 Abyssal Demon souls, that still only counts as 1, but an Abyssal Demon and a Dark Beast soul, that will count as 2. Once again, the Slayer XP varies depending on which monster's soul it is, every time you deposit a soul into Chest of Souls or put it in your personal Slayer dungeon. It'll also update your Slayer Codex. Slayer Codex is just a log of what you've captured so far. You don't have to carry it on you. In my opinion, it doesn't really help that much because you can't see what you haven't captured yet. For the souls of the monsters you haven't captured, it'll just show like a bunch of question marks where the name's supposed to be, and the picture of the monster will just be like a silhouette. So unless you already have an idea of what it is, I don't really feel like you'll be able to really guess what it is. What I did was I just kept my own list of all the monsters, which I pulled from the Rune Wiki page, like I said, and I just crossed them off as I go. If you want to see that Rune Wiki page, by the way, I didn't mention this earlier, but just Google Rune Wiki Slayer Codex. Should take you there. Like I said earlier as well, there's a total of 151 different monsters, and the more you get, the more rewards you can unlock. Part of the reason why I was too lazy to do this was because I thought you could just capture the soul with a kill, like just one kill. So I thought, yeah, whatever, if I really want to do this, I do this at any time. Turns out that's not at all the case. You have to kill quite a few just to capture a soul, and it gets way harder when you get to the higher level ones. Like the low level ones, you can easily capture with literally just a kill or two. Higher level ones, I mean, first off, I didn't even finish it after all this time. If that gives you some idea, I actually looked up what are the chances to get some of the ones I haven't captured yet. I came across a Reddit post with people talking about it, and people were saying they've hit like a 2k kill count on some of these monsters and they got nothing. I recently made a video on where I've been and why I've been uploading. I talk about a lot of things in that video, actually, including some new things I'm going to be doing on YouTube and whatnot. So you haven't checked out that video yet, be sure to do so. But the reason why I mentioned that is because there's actually another reason why I haven't uploaded a video that I didn't mention in that video. On top of barely playing the game, I was actually trying to capture all these souls for this one video. I didn't want repetitive content and end up spending like 5 episodes just doing this. But yeah, this is what I've been doing on RuneScape the whole time. I wanted to make a video where I already have all 151 souls and you see me depositing them. I do not have all 151 yet. I only have 137, I believe. Getting all 151 for the video is not looking very likely at this point. If some of the ones I need, like, they need a couple thousand kills just to get a soul. Yeah, I don't have time for that. Like, I'm trying to get back into YouTube here, and like, if I try to do that, there's gonna be really long wait times that I can't have in between videos. I'm not sure where the actual chances of getting a soul, but being on task apparently doubles the chances of capturing that particular monster's soul. Being 120 Slayer apparently also doubles your chances, even if you're not on task. But for some reason, being 120 Slayer and being on task doesn't stack with each other, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like, here's the thing. Like, I know people complain all the time about this game being too easy, but here's the thing. I'm speaking from the perspective of someone who already has 120 Slayer. At that point, like, if you are that high of a Slayer level, it's just a grind for no reason, because those type of people aren't really getting much out of it anyways. So I would say just give it to them, in my opinion. Not literally just give it to them, of course, but, you know, make it easier. On the same Reddit post, by the way, some of the people on there already have 200 mil XP, and, you know, which is even worse. Like, they don't get any benefit out of that whatsoever besides, you know, just doing it. Apparently, having a corrupted Slayer Helm boosts your chances by 5%, and that stacks, but, you know, 5% is like nothing. You can actually upgrade your Ushabti by using some kind of cursed sand on it to turn it into a cursed Ushabti, and that increases your chances by about 50%, which also stacks, but that sand is so expensive and hard to get. You have to get as a drop from a monster, but it's rare, or you can buy it off the Grand Exchange. The current Grand Exchange price, I believe, is about 1.5 mil, but that's nowhere near what it's actually worth. I tried overpaying for it just to see what I was going for. I think I went up to 10 mil, and I still couldn't get one. Then after that, I looked it up and came across another Reddit post where people were saying that they paid almost 15 mil for it to sell instantly. So here's the thing. If you have money, more power to you, but in my opinion, it would have to be some high-level monster whose soul is hard to get that I really must not like killing before I would pay that much. By the way, if you have any Slayer Mass, that's a super easy way to start capturing souls, since you get a guaranteed task and being on task double the chances. Some of the Slayer masks I have, I actually don't really do those tasks, probably because of low XP, or I just don't really like doing them, or so I actually have them blocked. Even if you have a task blocked and you talk to a Slayer master while wearing that mask, they still give you the option to claim the task. I learned that by actually trying it, so it works. And if you want the soul and still never want to get the task again, you don't have to waste Slayer points unblocking and reblocking the task afterwards. You have the mask. Thing is, if I hate the task that much to block it, I usually don't care to finish it once I capture a soul. So after I capture a soul, it always comes down to I can either finish this task and get some Slayer points, or just spend the 30 Slayer points to cancel it. I'm not sure I recommend canceling unless you have a lot of Slayer points. Sometimes you don't want to finish the task so you get the soul, but with 151 of them, constantly canceling like that really adds up, and you also need some Slayer points to buy the Ushapties I mentioned earlier. I think I started out like 8,000 Slayer points when I first started doing this, and even I started to get a little conservative with my points after a while. It's probably not worth using the mask on lower level monsters, by the way, because their souls are going to be easy to capture as it is, even without doubling your chances by being on task. You're not going to want to finish it and just waste your Slayer points canceling when you could just spend 2 minutes killing those things off task instead. I'm just giving you guys information based on my experiences that you should keep in mind if you want to do it. I want to talk about the other rewards you can get, but I actually think I'm going to save that for the next video, just because so the thing is, I have 137 souls I think right now, like I said earlier, but it's actually all still sitting in my bank right now. I've not deposited one soul just yet, because I want to make a video where I deposit all 151 of them. It's actually not looking very likely right now, but I kind of do want to see what happens when I'm ready to drop that next video. I'm going to deposit what I have, whether I have all of them or not, in the next video. But my point is, since I haven't deposited souls yet, I haven't actually unlocked the rewards. I actually want to unlock it and come back to you guys with like a more informed opinion on what I think is worth it, what I think isn't worth it. I can easily look up the rewards as well, which I have done, and I know what they are. But I think it's actually it's better to see for myself what it actually does. Despite not having all 151, I have way more than enough to form a good opinion, because I would be able to unlock every reward except one. Last reward is unlocked at 151, but from what I can tell, that last one is purely cosmetic, so I'm not too concerned about that one. Especially if they want me to get a 2k kill count and everything I have left just to capture souls. Yeah, that's not happening. Before I go, let's talk about my Slayer XP real quick. I ended off the last episode with about 75.9 mil, and I currently have 107.4, so yeah, it's definitely been a while. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get updates on my future videos. If you haven't already, I'm out. Peace.